I refused to keep helping out after I was pushed out of my job. I worked at this small marketing company for 3 years as their social media manager. Built their Instagram from 0 to 50,000 followers, created all their content, managed 5 different client accounts. I loved that job and thought I was doing pretty well. Then last month, my boss Kevin called me into his office with this weird look on his face. He said they were restructuring and had to let me go. Budget cuts, he claimed. I was devastated but tried to be professional about it. The thing is, they replaced me the very next week with Kevin's niece, Amanda, who just graduated college with a degree in communications. She'd never run a business social media account in her life. 2 days after I cleaned out my desk, Amanda started texting me. She couldn't figure out how to schedule posts on Instagram. Could I walk her through it? I felt bad for her, so I spent an hour on the phone explaining everything. Then she called again because she didn't know which hashtags to use for the bakery client. I sent her a whole list I'd spent months researching. A few days later, she needed help with the graphic design software. Another hour of my time for free. This went on for 3 weeks. Amanda would call or text almost daily with questions about clients I'd worked with for years. She didn't know their brand voices, their posting schedules, or even their login information because Kevin apparently didn't think to write any of that down before firing me. The worst part was seeing my old posts getting recycled. Amanda would take content I'd created months ago, change the caption slightly, and repost it as her own work. My strategies, my photography, my captions, all getting used without any credit. Meanwhile, I'm job hunting and living off my savings while basically doing my old job for free through text messages and phone calls. I started feeling like an idiot for helping the person who took my position. The breaking point came last Tuesday. Amanda called me in tears because she'd accidentally posted a Halloween promotion in January and couldn't figure out how to delete it. The client was furious and threatening to leave. She begged me to call the client directly and smooth things over since I had a relationship with him. She said Kevin told her to ask me because I knew them best. That's when it clicked. Kevin didn't fire me because of budget cuts. He fired me so he could hire his niece for half my salary and have me train her for free. I was doing the work of 2 people while getting paid nothing. I told Amanda I couldn't help her anymore and that she needed to figure it out herself or ask Kevin for proper training. She started crying harder and said I was being mean and that Kevin would fire her if she lost this client. I said that wasn't my problem. I'd been generous with my time and knowledge, but I wasn't going to keep doing my old job without getting paid for it. If Kevin wanted my expertise, he could hire me back as a consultant for my normal rate. Amanda hung up on me. 20 minutes later, Kevin called furious. He said I was being unprofessional and hurting their business by refusing to help Amanda. He actually had the nerve to say I owed it to the company after everything they'd done for me. I laughed and asked what exactly they'd done for me besides fire me and steal my work. He said Amanda was struggling and just needed a little guidance to get started. I told him that guidance was called training and training was his job as her boss, not mine as the person he replaced her with. If he wanted me to train his niece, he could pay me $50 an hour like any other consultant. Kevin sputtered about how unreasonable I was being, but I just hung up. They never called again. 2 weeks later, I found out through a mutual friend that Amanda quit after losing 3 clients in 1 week. Turns out you actually need to know what you're doing to manage social media accounts, not just be related to the boss. Kevin had to hire a real marketing agency at twice what he was paying me. Meanwhile, I got hired at a much better company that actually values experience over family connections. Best decision I ever made was stopping that free labor.